back, everybody, to another live hangout here on this beautiful Friday night, man. How are you guys doing? My name is Dave. If you're new here, what's going on? What's going on? Oh, we got some people in the chat. Let's go. We got David Stegosaurus. First, there we go. First, I am watching the NASA stream for Artemis Return to Earth. Hey, let's go, man. Yeah. Have they splashed down yet? I wasn't sure when and where they were going to splash down. So, yeah, keep me posted, man. Heck yeah. Welcome, David. Always good to see you, my brother. Mr. Jeffrey Tucker. What's going on? Coach, what's up, my guy? Packers looking like they're going to do something this year. I'm hoping, man. I am hoping they do something here. Oh, man. Insane that the heat that comes from coming back into the atmosphere, 5,000 Fahrenheit. Man, that's still not hot enough, man. Let's come on, man. We got to get it to over 9,000. Anyway, any DBZ fans out there? Let's go. Absolutely bonkers, man. Dude, that is it's hot as heck, dude. Still nowhere near as hot as having black leather seats in a hot summer day, man. Oh my gosh. 3 parachutes deployed, about to splash down. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Heck yeah, man. 3 parachutes deploying. All right. There's only 3, right? There wasn't supposed to be 4 or 5. Heck yeah, dude. Dude, imagine literally going into space, looping around the moon, literally around the moon, dark side. There we go. Pink Floyd. And then just coming back and just landing back on Earth. Just that experience. What they were gone for, what, 10 days, right? Dude, that's there's just, like, again, obviously I've never been in space, but just having to experience that experience, there just has to be something that changes about you just a little bit. Just like something existential. It's wild. Correct. It's just 3. Okay, that's good. That's good. But yeah, man. Yeah, anytime I think about things like that, I always think of Carl Sagan's kind of his. I don't even want to call it a speech, but it's just more of like um, just a manifesto. Is that correct? Probably not. But just the idea of the pale blue dot. You know, just everything that has ever, anybody that has ever lived, currently living, or will likely ever live, for the most part, have all lived on that, on that pale blue dot. So, pretty awesome. Splashdown confirmed. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Heck yeah, man. If you haven't gotten a chance, I do recommend Carl Sagan, The Pale Blue Dot. It's a beautiful, beautiful, almost a soliloquy of just kind of the humbleness of being human and being able to accomplish so many great things, but also, some of the bad stuff that we've done as a species. In my head, there's a lot of things you can take away from that, from what Carl Sagan said there, but most of it, I feel like, at least, is just don't be a dick. Yeah, just relax. All right, just be cool. All right. But anyway, I feel like I'm ruining this moment for David right now. He's like, this freaking guy. I'm just trying to watch a splashdown, and this guy's just. That's what I do. That's what I do. All right. All right. Wow. All right. So not to move on from space, we can always jump back into it as we always do. We bounce around when we're talking about stuff. It's never just one thing that we're talking about here on the channel. But first off, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for being here, man. If you do get a chance, leave a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't. Helps out the video, helps out the channel a ton. So thank you, thank you, thank you. But yeah, man, we got some NFL news, man. We got some as we get closer and closer to the NFL draft. There's always things that end up kind of popping through, man. Nothing major, no massive trades. And there have been some trades, but nothing crazy like a Micah Parsons trade. So, but let's kind of get to that stuff so we can get to the fun part of the stream, and that is doing a live mock draft here. And yes, it's not just going to be me picking them. I'm going to ask you guys in the chat to also pick them. I'll figure out how the way to do this. You guys can either just hit up the chat, or I can put up a poll for like a specific pick, or we can do a little bit of mix of both. But yeah, man, I'm just looking for. We're just here to have fun. There's no pressure. Don't worry if you draft a bust, you're not gonna get fired, man. We're not gonna kick you out of the channel. We don't do that here. You're not gonna get fired. You're fine, but we will make fun of you. Mercilessly, we will make fun of you for drafting that bust. Like, come on, dude. A guard with the 4th overall pick? Come on, dude. Come on. So, don't worry. You're not going to get fired. You're not going to get kicked out of the chat, but we will point and laugh. So, just be prepared for that, okay? All right, man. Do you have a spaceship icon to put on a... Oh, let me see here. I don't think I do, man. Dang it! I should have been prepared. You know what? Next time on we're doing another live stream on Monday. I will have a spaceship PNG, so I can put it right here, to commemorate them. A poll would be better because otherwise I will probably draft punters to not the KC AFC West teams. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. All right. So let's talk about what we have missed since we last live streamed on Monday, man. So the 49ers have agreed to a contract with Jack Jones, cornerback. This is more of a depth piece, nothing major. But he was a 4th-round pick from New England back in 2022, spent time with Miami last year, where he started all 17 games, finished with 1 pick, 2 forced fumbles, and 6 pass defended. So fairly active on a pretty bad Miami defense. But hey, man, reps are reps. And at the end of the day, the 49ers always seem to find those guys that, maybe they're not going to be going for 1,000 snaps in a season, but they're going to play probably some meaningful snaps and make a play or two at the right time. So a good pickup there for the 49ers. Let me see here. The Colts actually trading away Kenny Moore, another cornerback that is just being... Cornerbacks, I don't know what's going on this year, man, or this offseason, but they are just being traded left and right, man. Obviously, KC traded away one of their top corners to the Rams for day 1 pick, right? It was a 1st-round pick. But yeah, man, these guys are just being traded away, and the Colts have also traded away a couple of starters on their defense. Man, they traded away Zaire Franklin to the Packers a couple weeks ago, and yeah, man. Now Kenny Moore heading off to where did he get traded to? Jeez. Let me see here. Oh, okay, so they haven't traded him yet. Sorry, my bad. I misread the headline. So they have agreed that they're going to trade him. So Green Bay, just saying, just saying. We need some cornerback depth, and I'm not gonna. I'm not. I wouldn't sneeze at Kenny Moore. All right. So another little bit of news here. Uh, Not too surprising. The Falcons have picked up the fifth-year option on Bijan Robinson, by far, arguably one of the top five, top three running backs of the last year or two. So not a surprising, not too surprising there. One of the best running backs. Get him on a relatively cheap deal, 1 year. It is fully going to be fully guaranteed, but I guarantee you the Falcons will be working on a new contract to kind of ease some of the what's it called, the cap hit on that 1 year contract. So probably spread out some of that guaranteed money through a couple of years. All right. And I think the final bit of news, and this is coming in just like what, less than 2 hours ago. The Green Bay Packers. They're not the only team. Unlike the Colts, the Colts are not the only team that is trading away a bunch of pieces. The Packers have agreed to trade Dontavian Wicks, wide receiver, to the Philadelphia Eagles in exchange for 2 late-round picks. So the Packers will be receiving a fifth-round pick in this year's draft, as well as a sixth-round pick in 2027, so next year. So if you don't know, Dontavian Wicks was entering the final year of his rookie deal, year number 4. Originally was a fifth-round pick out of Virginia for the Green Bay Packers. So the Packers basically getting back what they spent for him and more for Dontavian Wicks, and a little bit surprised. I know the Packers were relatively deep at wide receiver, but the way I look at it, they're like, hey, we got 3 years out of Dontavian. Hasn't really shown anything that we can't replace. Plus, we're getting a fifth-round draft pick that's what we spent for him, and we're gonna get another late-round pick in 2027. So I get it. It stinks. I was hoping to see Wicks kind of take that next step in year 4, but there's a lot of guys in front of him, man. There's a lot of guys in front of him. Watson, Golden, I guarantee you, Reed, now healthy from that collarbone and a couple of other injuries. He's going to be in front of Wicks. So right there, that's 3 guys to be able to get a fifth and a sixth for basically what would be your fifth option at receiver. Not bad. So it's unfortunate. I like Wicks. I like his story, but he will now be playing with the Philadelphia Eagles, man. Playing with a little bit of a different type of green in Philadelphia. And they did actually give him a new contract. Looks like David Mulageta, his NFL agent, one of the best in the NFL, of getting some big contracts for his players. Looks like Wicks is getting a brand spanking new 1 year, $12.5 million extension. Holy cow. So that'll be, I'm assuming, after this season. So nice little pay raise for Wicks, who I'm pretty sure over his 3 to 4 years of that rookie deal probably made $2 million. So being able to get 12.5 for next year is going to be a nice little bump in pay for Wicks. So I'm happy for him. Seemed like always a nice dude. Didn't have anything off the field, anything wild, anything crazy, and just seemed like a great locker room guy. So I'm happy he's getting some money. So there you go. So yeah, Wicks joins Romeo Dobbs as another player from that draft class, from that pool of receivers that the Packers drafted that year that are out the door. That leaves Christian Watson as I think, as the final guy of that group. All right. But what about you guys, man? Anything crazy going on for you guys? Did I miss any news? Anything? Let me know. Let me know. Well, I kind of set up the mock draft here. Let me know. So yeah, so the Packers now they still don't have a first round pick, but they have a second, a third, a fourth, two fifths now with this trade, a sixth and two seventh round draft picks. So yeah, the Packers with the compensatory pick and the fifth round pick here with on the Wicks trade, they've now have a total of 8 picks coming into this draft. So not bad. Are you gonna say anything about Vrabel? Oh, what? Oh, hold on. Hold on. Ah, interesting. Let me see here. So I did not know about this. I know I heard something about Vrabel, I I did not look into it just because I heard it was nothing. It was not football news. It's kind of why I avoided it. But let me look into this because obviously, what David was was alluding to here is apparently um, the head coach, the current head coach for the New England Patriots, Mike Vrabel, was has was pictured holding hands and being intimate, not that kind of intimate, but just hugging at a luxury hotel with NFL reporter Diana Rossini. And I am just kind of curious if it's like if this is more of like was she kind of giving him a heads up on some scandal stuff, like, or potential scandal stuff, or is it just more of like tabloid stuff? So let me see here. So from the looks of it, according to, see here. So according to so right now, Diana Rossini has actually been sidelined by the New York Times as they do an internal investigation into to some concerns apparently. So this is kind of page 6 stuff. So interesting. All right. I will have to look into this later, man. All right. Or maybe I'll look into it as we're kind of doing stuff here. But all right. So this is according to NBC News. Photos published in page 6 are hanging. They were hanging at a luxury hotel in Arizona. So obviously, one of the biggest scandals off the rip here is Rossini and Vrabel are married to other people, not to each other. So, yeah, okay. Obviously, we don't know what the relationships are with their significant others, but obviously an NFL reporter that covers NFL news as well as, I'm assuming, any NFL teams. Um, could be a little bit of a conflict of interest. So, according to Vrabel, these photos show a completely innocent interaction, and suggestion otherwise is laughable. This doesn't deserve any further response. Mike, my man, come on. Don't be like nothing to see here. Move on. Come on, man. You're just gonna make it worse. Hmm. All right. Interesting. All right. So yeah, it looks like it's still relatively early on in this investigation. So we'll see, man. We'll definitely have to talk about this probably on Monday as some more news comes out. Okay. All right. Vrabel Rossini doing some stuff, like apparently. All right. All right. But but you guys know me. I'm not too much of into the gossip. I try to avoid it. I try to keep it to the football every but when it comes to stuff like this, if there's a potentially conflict of interest, especially when it comes to journalism, I think that is definitely news. If it's just two people cheating, I'm be like, all right, you know, I don't have my tea right now, so I can't really spill anything right now. But yeah, all right, man, all right. That's gonna be it's gonna be an interesting little saga there over the next couple weeks. All right, all right. Let me. I think I'm all set up with the mock draft here, but oh, actually, hold on 1 second. I forgot. I completely forgot about this news. I actually wrote it down here. I was looking at my notes. So it looks like the DOJ is doing its own NFL investigation uh, into looks like some network deals for the NFL. Yeah, so it looks like it says right here DOJ opens NFL inquiry over TV deals. Okay. The Justice Department has begun an investigation into whether the NFL has violated anti competitive practices with the television contracts that require consumers to pay subscription costs to watch some games. I mean, probably, but. So, according to the Wall Street Journal, first reported the news writing that the nature and the scope of the justice are unknown at the time. What is up with these darn news investigations just beginning? Come on. Shouldn't take that long. It should take like 2 hours to get into an investigation. The NFL's media distribution model is the most fan and broadcaster friendly in the entire sports entertainment industry. The NFL said on Thursday, with over 87% of our games on free broadcast television, including 100% of games in the market, the competing teams, NFL has for decades put our fans front and center in how we distribute our content. The 2025 season was our most viewed since 1989 and reflects the strength, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I mean, don't get me wrong. That is true. The NFL, in terms of the amount of games that are available for quote unquote for free, that is true. but it doesn't mean that they're not treading in a direction where they're. I mean, I talked about this last time. Like the amount of money that they're making from Netflix, from Amazon, from YouTube, just for a handful of games is insane. And it doesn't look like the NFL is necessarily going to be capping that. It seems like if they get a chance, they're going to add more and more games to exclusive platforms. Does that mean in the next 5 or 10 years that all of them will be? Probably not. I would be very surprised if anytime soon that at least 60 to 70% of games are still not how they are now. But yeah, it's interesting. Anyway, but yeah, so it looks like there could be. So just based on this article here that is on ESPN, because damages can be tripled under federal antitrust laws, the NFL could be liable for $14 billion. So right now the damages in 2024, the damages were awarded back 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 then in 2024 was 4.7 billion in damages, but once again they could be tripled, potentially to almost account for almost 14.1 billion dollars if they do lose um, this investigation or this once it goes to court. So interesting. All right. David, NFL Network, ESPN, Peacock, Prime are all just unnecessary paywalls. I think so. I believe so, man. And like, I get it. The NFL wants to find some way to um, make more money, but I mean, it's not like when they're doing these deals, it's not like they're lowering ticket prices. They're not lowering, um, jersey sales. Like nothing is going down. Nothing is, and also they're not giving more fans, the everyday fans, something that they weren't getting before, in my opinion. So I think that's what the issue with fans are. Like, are most fans looking to get are they rooting for the government in this fight? I don't think so. I don't think anybody's rooting for the government or the NFL in this case. I think it's just most people are just like, listen, man, I just want to watch my game without having to spend an extra $8 for that game in a week or whatever it is. I think that's what people want. People just want to be able to just watch the game that they want to watch. If if there was a package where I could buy just all the Packer games, great. I would love that. Here's $20, here's $30 for the year. Keep it, whatever. But guarantee me that I can watch the Packers. Guarantee me. You know. But anyway, where would that 14 billion go? Probably to some dumb politicians' money or the network anyway. Yeah, and like that's the biggest thing too. Yeah, great. It'd be awesome if the NFL had to give back $14 billion, but it's likely not going to be going back to the people. You know, it'll be going back into, like you said, some some super PAC, some which ends up just going into somebody's pocket at the end of the day. But yeah, it doesn't do anything. Would it be awesome if they could be like, hey, let's get this money and let's help some people with their debt, medical debt. Let's go the Tom Grassi route. Um, yeah, I don't know. Like, do some good with it. Help communities that are struggling with their food banks, things like that. Like, it's a real thing, especially with that helping veterans find jobs, helping them find homes, things like that. So, but yeah. Anyway, easier said than done. I understand that, but yeah. Less and less game time, more ads at every turn. It's also very true, man. It's also very true. Like to me, this is what I wish and they kind of do this a little bit, but they just added ads. I wish they would just still run the ad, but just keep the game in the background. I don't want, just don't pull away from the game. Just keep it there. Just keep it there. So I don't know. Like yeah, even buying Sunday ticket, which is how much money? Like what, like $200, $300, maybe more. Like even with that, you're still watching as many ads as the person that is basically not paying that extra money, and you're still the only difference is yeah you get to pick which game you want to watch because it's not locally restricted. But I mean I don't know. Like as a person that watches, like how many games do we do a week on the channel? Like not including the holiday stuff because that adds a lot more games, but we usually do 5 games a week. That's about as much as you can watch as a human being without watching multiple games at the same time. And yeah, like I don't know. For the most part, like I don't feel like I'm like, oh man, I wish I was watching that game. I feel like most of the games that we streamed were pretty interesting. There were some stinkers for sure, but you know, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. To me, it's just the way that the consumer has been. I don't even want to say consumer. The the average fan, the fan that really has a passion for watching games, there's no incentive for them to agree to pay the NFL more money, or even root for them in a case like this. Uh, so I don't know. It'll be interesting. Something tells me part of this it has to do with something similar that we've seen over the last couple of years, and that is like, let's sue this network, let's sue this company, and let's settle. And nothing will change, but somebody specific or a specific group of people in are going to be getting their pockets lined, and then once they get their money, nothing will change. So this is what I think that is, but that's my opinion. Yeah, I don't. I don't. I don't think the DOJ is doing this out of the goodness of their heart for the American people. Let's just say that. Okay. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see who do we got here. Oh, many people are watching. We're about to get our. Oh, let's go, man. Let's go. We got 3 people watching. Let's go, baby. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're joining us, hit up the chat because we're about to start our mock draft. Yes. And we're going to be doing a 2-round mock draft. The main reason is because I want to be able to have a pick for the Green Bay Packers, and they don't have a first-round pick. So we're going to be doing 2 rounds here. So, and I'm going to tell you right now, I know of the potentially 62 players, right, that we're going to be picking. 64, sorry. 62, Jesus. 64 players that we're going to be picking. I probably have watched tape on about 25 of these guys, maybe 30. So I've done about half of them. And I could probably name off the top of my head maybe 15 of them, just off the top of my head. So I would have to see the name to remember some of their tape. So if you feel like you're like, I have no idea, don't worry. I'm not going to know half of these guys quite yet. But luckily, there is a little bit of a cheat sheet. It does give this mock draft gives us all the team's needs, and it tells us the players' position. So, yeah. Worst comes to worst, just pick for need, baby. All right. So let's bring it up. Unfortunately, this is going to cover my face here, so you won't see this face for quite a bit. I know. Hold the tears. Get the tissue boxes. It's okay. You'll still hear my sultry voice. And I think I just lost about 10 subscribers with that joke right there. Okay, well, it is what it is. All right, hold the tears. So here it is. This is our mock draft here. You'll still hear my sultry voice. So the way we're going to do this is I'm going to pick I just lost about 10 subscribers first one right off the bat because it's going to be the most boring one because we all know what's going to happen. And then we're going to. So here it is. This is our mock draft here. So you'll still hear me. If you do get a chance, the way we're gonna do this is please leave. I'm gonna pick just in the chat. I will first be doing some polls because it's gonna be the most boring. I'm gonna run a poll. We all know what's gonna happen. Every and then we're gonna. So here it is. This is all Tennessee Titans. That'll be the first poll. But otherwise, if you do get a chance, the way we're gonna do this is please leave. I'm gonna pick just in the chat. I will first be doing some polls because it's gonna be the most boring. I'm gonna run a poll. We all know what's gonna happen. Every and then we're gonna. So here it is. This is all Tennessee Titans. That'll be the first poll. But otherwise, if you do get a chance, the way we're gonna do this is please leave. I'm gonna pick just in the chat. I will first be doing some polls because it's gonna be the most boring. I'm gonna run a poll. We all know what's gonna happen. Every and then we're gonna. So here it is. This is all Tennessee Titans. That'll be the first poll. But otherwise, if you do get a chance, the way we're gonna do this is please leave. I'm gonna pick just in the chat. I will first be doing some polls because it's gonna be the most boring. I'm gonna run a poll. We all know what's gonna happen. Every and then we're gonna. So here it is. This is all Tennessee Titans. That'll be the first poll. But otherwise, if you do get a chance, the way we're gonna do this is please leave. I'm gonna pick just in the chat. I will first be doing some polls because it's gonna be the most boring. I'm gonna run a poll. We all know what's gonna happen. Every and then we're gonna. So here it is. This is all Tennessee Titans. That'll be the first chat. But otherwise, if you do get a chance, the way we're gonna do this is please leave. I'm gonna pick just in the chat. I will first be doing some polls because it's gonna be the most boring. I'm gonna run a poll. We all know what's gonna happen. Every and then we're gonna. So here it is. This is all Tennessee Titans. That'll be the first chat. But otherwise, if you do get a chance, the way we're gonna do this is please leave. I'm gonna pick just in the chat. I will first be doing some polls because it's gonna be the most boring. I'm gonna run a poll. We all know what's gonna happen.
C-Strom, what's going on?
So here it is. This is all Tennessee Titans. That'll be the first chat. But otherwise, if you do get a chance, the way we're gonna do this is please leave. I'm gonna pick just in the chat. So we do have a first be doing some polls because it's gonna be the most boring. I'm gonna poll. You guys wanna hit that? Every
C-Strom, what's going on?
me too. So here it is. It's a little That'll be the first chat. But otherwise, 100%, man. Anybody that's in, the way we're gonna do this is please leave. Hit up the chat. Just in your chat. So we do have a first be doing some polls because it's gonna be basically a little bit of a poll. You guys wanna hit that? Every
C-Strom, what's going
me too. So here it is. It's a little That'll be the first chat. But otherwise, 100%, man. Anybody that's in, the way we're gonna do this is please leave. Hit up the chat. Just in your chat. So we do have a first be doing some polls because it's gonna be basically a little bit of a poll. You guys wanna hit that?
C-Strom, what's going
me
on?
too. So here it is. It's a little chat. But otherwise, 100%, man. Anybody that's in, the way we're gonna do this is please leave. Hit up the chat. Just in your chat. So we do have a first be doing some polls because it's gonna be basically a little bit of a poll. You guys wanna hit that?
C-Strom, what's going
me
on?
too. So here it is. It's a little chat. But otherwise, 100%, man. Sorry, is it better now? Let me know. Sorry, guys. It is so much worse than headphones. I'm so sorry, guys. I probably should have tested this beforehand. Oh my gosh, silence. Okay, there we go. Oh my gosh. I don't think I'm going to make it to tell my family I love them. I'm so sorry, guys. Oh my gosh. Hold up. Let me put this away for a second here. All right. There we go. Yeah, it's much better now. There we go. That is so much better. Oh. Dude, I'm so sorry, guys. All right. Well, that's the good news. The good news is it should be fine now. I was able to... Whew. All right. So, just in case I made your ears bleed throughout this whole, through the last couple minutes here. Sorry about that, guys. So, let me restate what we were going to do. So, I put out a question for who's going to be picking at number 4. Who are we picking at number 4? So, if you get a chance, answer that question. But then the other ones, we're just going to be going by vibes, man. All right? First pick is going to be me because it's going to be obvious. It's going to be Fernando Mendoza at that one. And then the other ones, we're going to have a little bit of a talk. We'll talk about it and we'll have some fun, man. Okay, I have no way of putting that experience into. So later, when you post this, just go back and listen. That was certainly something. Oh my god, dude! I'm so sorry. I'm so. Well, the good news is now we know. Now we know this will never happen again. Well, here's the good news is I guess if I ever want to get your guys' attention, I know a way. Good morning. Oh my gosh. I should have known that, to be honest with you. And I can't hear, like, the only thing I can hear on my headphones is me. And it's nothing, it's like, it's just regular. So unfortunately, yeah, the audio for the capturing the screen was probably horrible. So my apologies. Um, Honestly, reading back your guys' comments during that tumultuous time is so freaking hilarious. So freaking hilarious. Oh man. In retrospect, it's funny, but I do apologize. All right. All right, everybody. Now that your brains are back into your back in your heads, and your hopefully your eardrums have not exploded, let's get started, man. Let's get started. Once again, we will be doing 2 rounds in this mock draft because I did want to get the Packers in here as well. They don't have a first round pick, and on top of that, it kind of gives us a little bit of fun because I think as we get into the second round, we're gonna know less and less of the names, and you know what? We're just gonna wing it. All right, baby. And yes, we will be picking every single pick through the first 2 rounds. So 64 picks, and yeah, man, we're gonna rip through them. So starting now, let's go. All right, the Raiders are on the clock. Their biggest need is obviously quarterback, along with defensive line, safety, offensive tackle, and wide receiver. So, and the fun thing about this mock draft is it's going to allow us to actually see some trades. So we got a couple trade offers here, and we're not going to look at all of them, but it's going to be kind of fun here. So the Cleveland Browns are offering the 6th overall pick, the 24th overall pick, their second round pick for this year, the 39th overall pick, as well as a second round pick in 2027. Okay, all right. Honestly, I have a little bit of input on this just here for good time. Hey, all good, man. Hey, Seastrom, we're gonna at least one of those Dallas Cowboy picks are gonna be exclusively for you, my man. I think we have to give you the Packers pick. It's only right. It's only right. So I think that's pick number 20, 21, I think. So when that pick comes around, my man, you're going to be the one and only man to make that choice. Draft a punter for. Oh my god, dude, Raiders fans they they would probably tear apart Tom Brady. I'm not even joking. If that happened, even if they didn't draft a punter, if they traded down, Tom Brady would be ripped limb from limb. I guarantee it. All right. Giants are offering the 5th overall pick, 37th, 105 in this year's draft, as well as pick their first and second round pick in 2027. Holy crap. That is a haul. So that is 2 first rounders, 2 second rounders, and a 4th round pick to move up 4 spots. The Tennessee Titans are offering the 4th overall, 35th, and 66th overall pick. So basically day 1 and day 2 for them, as well as a first round pick in 2027. And the Saints are offering the 8th overall pick, 42, 73, and 2 other first round picks in 2027 and 2028. And they would get the first overall pick of this year and a 4th round pick from the Raiders. Wow. Ooh, do the Browns trade for the Raiders? They don't need a quarterback. Thank you to the Raiders. There we go. There we go. That's hilarious. I was going to suggest a kicker for the Packers, actually. Can they spend a first round on that? They need one. You know what? Hold on. How dare you, sir? How dare you? How dare you make fun of us that we can't find a kicker? And two, you darn well know that we don't have a freaking first round pick. How dare you? I had to change the screen there for that. How dare you? All right, so we're going to move on from the trade offers. We're going to decline them because the Raiders should they should be picking this one immediately. Unless you're going to be offering me your first and second round picks for the next 9 years, I'm drafting Fernando Mendoza, and that is what we're going with. The man out of Indiana, the man that brought Indiana to the top of the mountain, is going to go to the worst team in the NFL, and that is the Oakland Raiders. Sorry, the Las Vegas Raiders. Sorry. All right. So the Jets are now on the clock. Their top needs are... Let me know if I need to make this a little bit bigger here. Might actually do this here. Scoot it up. That way we can see a little bit better. Let me know if that's better for you guys. But yeah, their top needs are receiver, edge rusher, quarterback, and CB. They're... All right. So in my opinion, there isn't a receiver or a quarterback that is worth the second overall pick at this point. So if I'm the Jets, I'm either drafting Arvil Reese at linebacker, even though he's a little bit of a tweener. To me, I think he would play better as an off the ball linebacker instead of a edge rusher, just because of his size. And if you're gonna go edge, I would go with David Bailey. He is 6'4", 250. That is basically a slightly taller Micah Parsons. That is a prototypical edge rusher in the modern NFL, in my opinion. Or you could maybe draft a running back, even though they do have one there. It's only a 1-year contract for their running back. All right, let's see here. Actually, didn't know they don't have one. Wait, that was the trade with the Cowboys. Yep. I liked, like I said, I'm prepared for this. Kicker suggestion was totally serious, by the way. To be fair, I'm not gonna lie to you. As long as the kicker is good, I don't care if they would have drafted him in the first round. As long as he's a good kicker. Or if you're the Jets, like I said before, trading back would not be the worst thing. They do have 2 first-round picks in this draft. They have the second overall pick and the 16th. 16 right here. So they have some options, but moving back a couple spots, not bad. So we get the Bengals at number 10. They're offering their 10th overall pick, 41 and 10, along with the first-round pick in next year's draft. The Arizona Cardinals are offering the third overall pick, number 34, and 65. Holy crap. If I'm the Jets, I'm doing that one. In real life, if that was offered to me, 100% pulling the trigger. Moving back one spot, and you would get 34 and 65. Yes, you give up a fifth or a fourth rounder, but I'm okay with that. And for the Tennessee Titans, you move back 2 spots, you get 35 and 36. So yeah, if I'm them, I think I would take Tennessee or Arizona. But what do you guys think? Should we trade down if we're the Jets, or should we stick to our spot and draft an edge rusher? Bengals first in that next year's draft might be pretty good. I agree. Like even if they compete and they make the playoffs, I don't think that team is going to be able to make a deep run. You're guaranteed a top 22, top 23 pick on top of getting multiple picks in this year's draft. And obviously the Jets, I think they have, 2 first-round picks in next year's draft as well? So adding another first-round pick? Just saying. All right, David is saying go Arizona trade, and Seastrom is also saying go for a trade. All right. The Jets are trading back, and I agree. I like the Arizona. Yes, you give up that extra fourth, but you're only moving back one spot, and you're also gonna be a little bit slightly trading. You're gonna be getting better picks than the Tennessee Titans one, so slightly better, slightly better. All right, man. We're gonna accept the trade from the Arizona Cardinals. There it is. So now the Cardinals have moved up. Their biggest need is offensive tackle, quarterback, and edge rusher. So I'm trying to think here. I think the only. So to me, if you're Arizona, I think you have to go with Reese Bailey or Francis Mulaga from Miami. I know Jeremiah Love is there. He's a great running back. He's the number one back. Arizona could use him as well, but they have Connor there. They got a big stable of running backs that could be, if they were healthy this year, could have been really good. They dealt with a lot of injuries. I think at one point they were down to their fourth and fifth option at running back. So if I'm Arizona, I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with one of those guys. What do you guys think? Reese or Bailey? I'm gonna kind of narrow it down to that. Jets need a quarterback. Getting picks to move up next year might be good. 100%. If I'm honest with you, if I'm the Jets, I don't really, unless somebody falls to you in the second or first or in the second round. I don't even pick a quarterback this year. Maybe take a flyer in the third or fourth, but I'm hoping that we can find some better quarterbacks next year in 2027, and I think there's going to be better options next year. Getting moved next year if they then yep. Bailey because F Ohio. Oh man. All right. Let me see here. Bailey. David Bailey. 6'4", 225. That is who I would go if I had the second overall pick. I know Reese is the consensus number 2. 100% agree. He's incredible freaking athlete, man. Just the ceiling on that guy, man, is insane. But I like David Bailey, man. He is a pure edge rusher, dominant edge rusher. To me, Reese is just doesn't have enough power for what I like. And Bailey is a little bit he's got a lot of tools to beat a lot of guys to get to the quarterback. So, all right. I think we're in the consensus. All right, we're going to go with Bailey. All right, man. Arizona going with David Bailey out of Texas Tech. There it is. All right, the Jets are back on the clock, and I think we have to give them Reese. They don't need a running back right now. They're not desperate for one. I think their offensive line could use some help, but I think they can find that later in the draft. And a guy like Arvil Reese is not going to be available later than where he is right now. So, all right. So I'm picking this one. And we're going to go with who you guys suggested for Tennessee because that's number 4. So Reese is now off the board. I think that is great value for the Jets. They get to trade down. They added 2 extra picks in this year's draft, and they still likely got the guy that should have probably gone at number 2. So that's a big win for the Jets, man. Holy cow. Look at this. We've only been the Jets GMs for the last couple minutes, and we're already doing better than what they've done over the last 30 years. Just saying. All right. So the Titans they need an edge rusher, which they absolutely do need. They had 0 pass rush this past year. They do need interior line to help save Ward because that guy was running for his life. And then on top of that, they could also use some wide receiver help. Honestly, that entire offense just needs to be built up again. So they could go with Francis out of Miami. Their tackle is not their biggest need, but it's not bad. They could go with Jeremiah. That would immediately be their number 1 running back. You don't have to worry about anybody else, man. Probably the best running back in this class by far. But then you also have Sonny Styles, nice little linebacker, off the ball linebacker, could help them. And then I'm trying to think here. They could go Cardinal Tate, Ohio State wide receiver. Or they can go Ruben Bain out of Miami as well, man, an edge rusher. All right. All right, we got David saying go with Bain. Okay, I like it. I like it. I like the way you guys are drafting, man. I am all about get the big guys early, man. Offensive line, defensive line. So I like that. Okay. Seastrom, what do you think? Bain or Mulligan? Okay, okay. All right. Let me see here. So we're stuck between two Miami Hurricanes. Let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And that is Ruben Bain is going to the Tennessee Titans. That is a heck of a pick for Miami, man. All right. We are picking now for the Giants. I'm going to pick this one here. Let me see here. Trade Parsons to San Francisco for Ayuk only makes sense. Yo, Mr. Jeffrey Tucker, how dare you, sir? Is Brandon Ayuk even still on the 49ers? Isn't he going to be cut or suspended? New York take Freeling, no logic, just do it. Oh my goodness. Monroe Freeling. That is hilarious. All right, hold on. So we're gonna go with for the New York Giants. I think we're gonna have to give them. Yeah, because they don't really have a need that really matches well with what they have. Love. All right. So we got Love. I'm thinking Love, man. And I know they drafted Scadaboo. I get it. But Scadaboo, if you look at his numbers, as much as awesome as he was, he's not going to be, in my opinion, he's not going to be a top 5 back, man. Jeremiah Love has that potential, and I agree with Seastrom. And I have to go with Jeremiah Love, man. There's no way Jeremiah Love in reality would ever get past the Giants here. So that's where we're going with. The Giants going to get the best running back in the draft with the 5th overall pick. And they finally may have found their replacement to Saquon Barkley in Jeremiah Love. All right. For the Browns, we're going to draft... Let's see here. We're going to give them Ty Simpson. Just for the laughs. Just for the lulls. I'm kidding. Mr. Jeffries also, that was... Also, yeah, is Brandon Ayuk still on the 49ers? I thought he was done. All right. So, the Browns, let's be honest, they have to go with Francis. There's no way they would leave. They could go with Tate at wide receiver, but they need to shore up the offensive line. Cleveland Lakes, Delaney, no logic, but it's better than anything else that they probably do. All right. So I'm making a ruling now. If the team has multiple first-round picks, which I think the Browns and the Jets do, one of them will be a meme pick. We'll give them somebody that they probably shouldn't pick. But the first one, we have to give them a legitimate player. It's only fair just to balance it out. So what do you guys think? Should they go Francis or should they go Tate potentially there? Or they can go Freeling as well. It's a big man, 6'7", out of Georgia. Monroe Freeling. Jesus. Let me see here. All right. He is and said he wants to catch passes from Jordan Love only if Micah Parsons is part of San Francisco. Well, Brandon, you're going to have to stay in San Francisco because we ain't giving up Parsons. All right, we're going to go with Francis here for the Browns. For the Browns. We're actually going to give them a smart player here. All right. The Washington Commanders, man. Interesting. All right, so they need wide receiver, inside offensive line, and a corner, and the safety. So they just need some weapons on offense, and then just a bunch of players on defense. So I'm thinking can give them Sonny Styles, who is still somehow here at 7, or we can finally give them Cardinal Tate, 6'2", 192-pound wide receiver out of Ohio State. Also, they got Caleb Downs there at safety. Commanders get Lemon Live. Oh, in all seriousness, New York might be something fierce this year. I'm liking Hardball, Dart, and Scatterboo. Could be. And I mean, hey man, we just gave them Jeremiah Love. Imagine Jeremiah Love is your guy that gets you inside the 10, and then once you get there, you put in Scatterboo, who's just gonna run his face into linebackers until he gets into the end zone. That's a hell of a pair right there, man. Jeremiah Love with Cam Scatterboo. I like it. Plus, you got Jackson Dart, who's also a threat to run inside the red zone. All right. Eben, yo, what's up, Dave? Eben, what's up with you, brother? What's going on, dude? We're doing our mock draft, man. When I mean by we, I mean everybody in the chat, including me, man. So give me your pick for number 7 for Washington if you get a chance. The Commanders' biggest needs are wide receiver, offensive line, cornerback, and safety, as well as linebacker. And they got Sonny Styles, linebacker, Tate, wide receiver, down, safety. I mean, they got the pick of the litter here. David already said that he wants to see Malachi Lemon, the wide receiver out of USC. So yeah, man, give me your guys' picks. Jeremiah Love is a freaking beast. 100%, man. He's really good, man. He's a dang good running back. I got my football around 2020-23 season. I still have no clue how the draft works out. Basically, the worse you finish, the higher the pick you're going to get. All right. So I think we're going to go with David Stegosaurus's pick right here. Even though I think it's a little early for Malachi Lemon. Guess what, man? This is our mock draft. We can do whatever the heck we want. And I was going to pick wide receiver, so this kind of stays in line with what I was thinking. All right, the Washington Commanders. Slightly reaching for Malachi Lemon, but heck of a pick, man. Instantly going to be their number 1 receiver in that offense. Oh, so the Lions will probably get a mid-choice since we were pretty mid. Yes, you will. You got the 17th overall pick right here. And we're eventually going to make our way there. All right. And then, all right. So I'm putting out a poll here. So please, if you get a chance, vote on it. So for the Saints, their biggest needs are edge rusher, wide receiver, corner. They have Sonny Styles, who's a little bit of an off-the-ball linebacker, but I've seen him line up at edge. They got Cardinal Tate, wide receiver, and then Caleb Downs. And I did forget to add, I think, Delaney. I probably should have added Delaney to that poll. My bad, guys. All right. 67% for Styles. All right. I'm going to give it a couple more seconds here, so get your choices in. Holy cow, man. Also, I appreciate you guys showing up, man. We got 6 people watching right now, man. You guys are freaking awesome. Thank you so much, man. If you do get a chance, please leave a like on the stream. It helps out the video. It helps out the channel a ton. Please. All right, Eben, please, Dan C. Invest in our old line. 100%, man. 100% agree. All right, 50% right now. Somebody's gotta break the deadlock. Nobody's picking Downs. Okay. Nobody likes Caleb Downs. That's fair. All right, we got 4 votes in. We got somebody's got to break the deadlock here. Otherwise, it's going to be just me. I get to choose. Couple more seconds. All right. Poll will end in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Poll is over, and it ends in a tie. So I get to do the tiebreaker, baby. We're going to go Sonny Styles here for the... Actually, no, sorry. My bad. They're going to go with Tate, man. They got to replace their receiving core, man. They need to give Shaw some weapons. So I'm going to go with Tate here, man. All right, Cardinal Tate, Ohio State. Getting some of their guys off the board, man. All right. And on the clock at number 4 is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs. They need some help at edge rusher, corner, because they traded away their top corner to the Rams. They need some receiver help and a potential replacement for Travis Kelce, who is coming back this year. But Mr. Jeffrey, Sonny Boy is still here. And holy cow, man, there's no way he's going to be lasting this long in real life. He's going to be in the top 6, probably top 7. But if the Kansas City Chiefs don't pick him, man, the Bengals are going to get a heck of a value pick if Sonny Styles is still there. All right. David, Casey takes Sadiq in preparation for Kelsey's retirement. Ooh. And you know what, David? I'm going to give him to you, man. I'm going to give him to you. Because you were constantly always here, my man. And you know what, man? You deserve it. You deserve to have a great tight end. And then with the 9th overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs select tight end Kenyon Sadiq, Oregon. No way 7 pick tops. Very true. If you're talking about Sonny, 100%. 100%. I would be surprised if he makes it out of the top 5, but yeah, I don't see him going into the double digits here. He's just too good, man. He's the kind of linebacker that I like. Even though I know Reese has a higher ceiling, Sonny Styles is my kind of dude, man. Just reckless with his body. All right, man. The Bengals are on the board. They need linebacker, defensive line, edge rusher, safety, basically the entire defense. And they still got Sonny Styles, linebacker, Caleb Downs, safety, cornerback, Mansour Delaney is still there, as well as Monroe Free, one of the best tackles left on the board still. Your loco, what's up, my brother? Let's go. Welcome. My face is hidden behind the stream, behind our mock draft here, so. All right, I'm going to put out another poll here for this one. So please make sure you vote. I will have some more options. Let me see here. And then, all right, it only gives me 4 options. All right, so the poll is going to be out now. So please make sure you vote. Who is going to go at number 10 here to the Cincinnati Bengals? And hopefully you guys can see their needs and everything like that. Hopefully it's zoomed in enough. Let me know if I need to zoom in more. All right, Mr. Stegosaurus. I don't like Styles are down because of their college. That is fair. That is fair. Your Loco just recovered from back injury I had. It really... Oh, dude, I'm sorry, bro. Well, I'm glad you're feeling... Well, hopefully you're recovering well. Hopefully you're feeling better. But I'm glad you're here, my dude. All good. Now just a bit of tension left. Okay. Heck yeah, man. Well, I'm sorry you had to go through that, man. But hopefully hopefully it's getting better, man. It's good to hear from you. It's good to see you, my man. All right. Holy cow, we got 4 votes, 75% going to Downs. Okay, we got 1 for Freeling. Okay, gonna give it a couple more seconds here because I think we got a decent amount of people here watching right now, man. It's wild. 7 people right now. Holy cow, man. Thank you so much, man. If you guys get a chance, please vote on the poll. Leave a like on the video, man. Helps out the channel a ton. All right, I'm going to give it a couple more seconds, and then we're going to go with, it looks like potentially, oh, baby, we got 5 votes, 80% for Downs. All right, we're going to count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it is going to be Caleb Downs. All right. And with the 10th overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select Caleb Downs, safety, Ohio State. Your local, thanks, brother. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Mr. Jeffries, cuz you the man, coach. No, Mr. Jeffries, you the man. You the man, brother. Even he's not a coach. That is true. That is the tagline of the channel, but I take the compliments when I can. All right, man. Let's keep it going. Miami on the board. Oh man, if we had Chris Lasso here, man. All right, man. So Miami's needs, I mean, they're going to be plentiful, but they need corner, inside offensive line to hopefully keep Malik Willis upright. They need some wide receivers because they have either released or traded almost all of their receivers as soon as they signed Malik Willis there. And they also could use a little bit of help at safety because I think they traded away Minka Fitzpatrick as well. So, yeah. Mr. Jeffries, he's a coach in my mind. There you go. I still cannot believe Styles is still on the freaking board. No freaking way he would last this long. It's wild. Unbelievable. And all right. Here's the poll. I got to get these polls out a little bit sooner, man. Sorry, I'm trying to do a little catch up. Miami has so many needs. I don't know how they decide who to pick. It's very true. Very, very true. Like if I'm them, Delaney is right there. I know Styles is great value. Freeling would be a great tackle. But, I mean, you need a corner, man. They need to make a big splash play. You build the trenches, I would love it, but yeah. Oh, I probably should have put Ayani, the inside. I think he's going to be the guard from Penn State. I probably should have put him in here, but eh. Styles is this year's Sanders. He falls to the fifth. First off, if the Packers do not select him with that, if he's there in the second round, which he will not be, if the Packers somehow let him get to the fifth round, then I don't know what Brian Gutekunst is doing. All right, man. Right now, 50% for Delaney, 1 vote for Styles, 1 vote for McCoy. All right. And Jermon McCoy, the reason he is probably not a top 10 pick in this year's draft is because he did not play last year, man. He actually tore his ACL. But so a lot of people are projecting him to make a full recovery. Otherwise, he probably would be the top corner taken in this draft. So yeah, McCoy did not play a single snap in 2025. But he played so dang well in 2024. He is still projected to be a top 15, top 20 pick. All right. Going to be, you see here. And oh my God, just as I was about to close the poll, Styles and Delaney are, right now, they are tied at 40%. All right, man. If we end in a tie, I get to pick. So if you haven't voted yet, get it in now. All right, I'm gonna start counting down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Dave gets the pick, baby. Let's go. I think that's what we're gonna have to do, man. If it's a tie, I get to pick. All right. With the 31st, Mike Rabel picks Rossini to the Sandano Fighting Hotels. Wow. Holy cow. Mr. Jeffries from the top rope. Oh, man. That's hilarious. All right, man. We're going to have to do it. We're going to be giving them Mansour Delaney. All right, with the 11th overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. The Miami Dolphins select Mansour Delaney, cornerback, LSU. All right. So this one, and for this one, whoo, baby. This is going to be interesting. The Cowboys are on the board. Let's get the poll out there. Wow. This would be Jerry Jones's this would probably be his favorite draft. The amount of options that he has at his disposal right now is insane. Let me see here. Let me double check. And alrighty. Here is the poll. So we got Sony Styles. We got Gerard McCoy. I put in the 2 tackles there. It could be either Freeling or Fano, whoever you like. And then I'm also giving them the option of Dylan Thinsman, the safety out of Oregon. Hey, Dave, since the stream has a delay time, the poll finished before we heard you say, if you haven't voted yet, vote now. Oh, son of a biscuit. I'm sorry, guys. So if you want to be serious about that, maybe wait a little bit. That's fair. Eben, thank you for letting me know, my man. Thank you. Yeah, so Cherry's picking the punter. All right, we got 2 votes for tackle. Now we got another. Now we got one for Theanisman. Okay, there we go. I like it. I like it. Even though I think Dallas does have some pretty good tackles, one of them for sure is going to be it's going to be need some competition. Holy cow, man! One of the tackles are beating the pole right now, man. Nobody likes Sonny Styles. Holy cow! All right, so while this poll is going up, I was gonna try to set up the next poll, but it does not let me. How dare you? How dare you? Freeling looks like a beast, 100%, man. Freeling is, dude, 6'7", 315, and has some pretty dang good feet, man. Some nimble feet for a big man. Wait, is this Dallas the one with the 34 guys with the same name like Taylor or something? Yep, 100%. I mean, I try to find a Taylor that would be drafted around this time, but the nearest Taylor is not until I think the closest thing that we have to a Taylor within the top 30 picks is Ty Simpson, and that's not going to do. All right. So I'm going to be closing the poll, but I'm going to be delaying it by about 15-ish, 20 seconds. So if you haven't voted yet, vote now. Vote now. Mr. Jeffrey Styles needs to drop down to 27 for the well-being of America. Number 27, who's there? Oh, the San Francisco 49ers. Unbelievable. All right. I'm going to be doing a countdown here. So I'm going to be closing the poll here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. We're going with one of the tackles here. All right. I'm surprised that McCoy and Styles got no votes. Wow. All right, man. Well, we're going to be going with best player available, and that is Monroe Freeling. So the Cowboys, man, getting a big man on that already fairly decent offensive line. So Monroe Freeling, man, with the 12th overall pick, the Dallas Cowboys, going tackle. All right. So this next one I'm going to pick just to kind of speed up a little bit, just a little bit. Next two picks are going to be mine. The Rams and the Ravens are my picks. So the Rams need wide receiver help, linebacker, corner, and tackle. And I'm going to have to give them Styles, man. He is the best player on the board still left. And to be able to get him at 13, wow. David Stegosaurus, Rams take Styles. There we go. There we go. And if you disagree with my choice, let me know in the chat, man. Don't be afraid. The Rams, with a 13th overall pick, thanks to the Atlanta Falcons, they select Sonny Styles, linebacker, Ohio State. All right. Ravens on the board here, 14th overall pick. They need inside offensive line help. A punter, not going to happen. Defensive line, wide receiver, and corner. All right. This is very much a Ravens pick, and let me know if you disagree. Let me know if you disagree with this one as well. But I'm going to give them Jermond McCoy. Did not play last year, injured, but projected to be one of the best players, and getting great value is so much of a Ravens freaking thing. It annoys me almost. And there it is, man. Gerard McCoy, Tennessee corner, going to Baltimore. Rams trading down. They don't like first round picks. Very true. Very true. That is true. All right, man. All right, we got the Bucks on the board here. Linebacker, edge, corner, defensive line, and safety is going to be their biggest needs here. Let me get the poll up here. Come on. Sorry, YouTube's polls system is just it's so archaic. It takes forever. All right. Let me see here. All right. Here is the poll for this one. So they're not in an incredible spot. A lot of the top players are offensive line, receiver. So not exactly where you would want to be drafting. If I'm from the Bucks, I'd probably trade down maybe a spot or two. Had to step away for a minute. It looks like Cowboys got Monroe. Yes, they did, sir. Yes, they did. Sounds good. And don't forget, Seastrom, when the Cowboys pick again at 20, that is going to be your pick, my man. You let us know who you want for your Dallas Cowboys. And I'm going to be giving everybody if you are here, man, and you're spending time with us, man, you are going to get a chance to pick a player for your team when they're up on the board here. So for Eben, if you're still here, man, you're going to be picking for Detroit here. Who else here? Mr. Jeffrey, when it's time for the 49ers, you'll be picking for them as well. Your loco, if you're still here, I think your Bills are unfortunately don't trade in the first round, just like my Green Bay Packers, but we'll get there eventually. We're doing 2 rounds here, just 2 rounds. All right. All right, everybody. Right now, 67% for Dylan Steinman, the safety out of Oregon. And I got 1 vote for trading down. Okay, all right. Let me see here. Sorry, Mr. Jeffries. You think Haley is going to be worth a dang in Miami? I'm a huge Malik fan, but damn, dude, he's got nothing but HN on the offensive side. One, I do like I like the way that they've kind of restructured their coaching staff, office, and I like Malik, man. I think he's going to be an all world player? Probably not. I think he was put in a great system in Green Bay, but at the same time, I think he's a really good quarterback. I think he's going to be a guy that's going to be around the league for a while. But it's going to be interesting, man. This is definitely a 2 or 3 year rebuild for Miami. If they're expecting to be competitive after just one draft, they gotta change their expectations. So hopefully I get to answer that question for you, my man. For the 27th pick, the San Francisco pick, Micah Parsons. All right, we're going to be ending the poll here, so I'm going to give you guys a few more seconds. An extra 15 for the delay. So make sure you get your vote in. We only got 3 people voting. Come on. Looks like we got 5 or 6 people watching, so come on. I honestly think Malik is a huge upgrade from Tua. Yeah, unfortunately, I feel like Tua just got into some really bad habits, and I think part of that was the injuries, and I think part of that was just it's just sometimes you try too hard and you begin to regress. So hopefully the change of scenery for Tua is something that he needed. So all right, we're gonna be ending the poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Poll end. Boom. All right, man. We're gonna go with the 15th overall pick. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Dylan Theinman, safety, Oregon. All right, man. The Jets. Oh, the Jets are back on the board. They traded down earlier in the draft, and then were able to pick up some big draft capital, picking up an extra 2nd and 3rd round pick in this year's draft from the Arizona Cardinals, and we're still able to pick up Arvil Reese, the linebacker out of Ohio State. So now they can potentially pick up a receiver here. Great time to pick one up. Edge rusher, quarterback, in my opinion, still not a great time to pick that one. "100% agree with you, man. Yeah, the concussions were just horrendous, man. Yeah, hopefully Tua gets healthy, man. Hopefully he can just really just kind of get back to the basics, man, because he was a good quarterback, and I still think he can be a good quarterback. I just don't think he'll reach the heights that he once did earlier in his career. All right, got a final poll coming up here. Not final poll, but another poll coming up. And so, yeah. So the options are for the Jets here. Jordan Tyson, Arizona State wide receiver, 6'2", 203 pounds, man. A heck of a receiver, man. Great hands, great size. Exactly what the Jets probably need. But they also have a bunch of needs everywhere else, man. This is one of the worst teams in the NFL. Only caused 1 single turnover on defense. Their offensive line was poopy the entire. So they could use that interior guard from Penn State, or they can go with some of the edge rushers that are still left on the board. Akeem Messador or Keldrick Falk. Completely butchered those names, but it is what it is. All right, we got 2 votes in, and they're going for. All right, we're going with Penn State. Oh, Yanni there. Let's go. Let's go, man. We got 6 people watching. Thank you so much, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Jets pick Cavalier for for the right tackle. There we go. There we go. He's a beast, 100%, man. He's a big human being, man. 6'4", 320 pounds. That is a lot of beef. And he plays like it too, man. He plays with a lot of power. He's got some really decent feet for a guy for the inside. Some big defensive tackles, man. He doesn't always get the push that you would want from a guard. But once you get into the NFL locker room, you get a little bit stronger. You get a little bit bigger too. So, yeah. All right. Just didn't want the Jets to take a wide receiver. I agree. That's fair. All right, we only got 2 people voting. Come on, man. Come on. This is your chance to be an NFL GM, man. This is your chance. Once again, don't be shy. Don't be scared, man. If you draft a bust, it's okay. You're not gonna get fired from the chat or the channel, man. All right, that doesn't happen here. But we will make fun of you mercilessly if you draft somebody that ends up being a bust. So yeah, you'll keep your job, but we're gonna make fun of you a lot. All right. All right, poll will be closing in 15 seconds here, just to hopefully that's enough of a delay for you guys. Let me know how delayed the stream is here. Feel like we're not too bad here, but all right, it seems like there's like a 10-ish second delay. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, man. The Jets continuing to be smart with their picks, and they're going to go interior offensive line and probably pick up the best interior lineman in the NFL draft. And they're going to pick Olivegeva Ayane. Completely butchered that poor young man's name. I do apologize. I will eventually learn how to say that first name when the actual draft comes through. All right, man. Detroit on the board. And if you are still here, man, this is your pick. Otherwise, it's going to be the chat's choice. So David already said Detroit should go Fano. I agree. We drafted Solomon Thomas, so it's all good, y'all. Agree, David. Fano would help a lot. All right, man. We got 2 votes for Fano. If Eben is not in the chat, man, we're going to go with what the chat says. And I think he'll be happy with this one. Spencer Fano. 6'5", 310 pound, man. That is a heck of a tackle, man. And guess what? If he doesn't work at tackle, kick him inside at guard, and he'll probably be a Pro Bowl guard for Detroit. So yeah, Detroit's needs are offensive tackle, edge rusher, linebacker, corner. Yeah, so they could go with Akeem or Falk, maybe giving Hutchinson that Robin that he's been looking for the last couple of years. All right, we're gonna give Eben a couple more seconds here to kind of maybe pop in here, but otherwise. Spence can play multiple positions on the line. I 100% agree with you, man. He's a versatile guy, man. Like, he's a guy that I wish there was more offensive linemen at the top of this year's draft. And also on top of that, I wish the Packers had their own pick, because I think he would have been a perfect tackle for them to draft. Because the Packers love picking tackles, and if they don't work out, they kick them inside at guard. It's one of my favorite things that they do. All right, so it looks like Eben might not be in the chat right now, so we're gonna draft for his team here, and we're gonna go with the 17th overall pick. The Detroit Lions select Spencer Fano, Utah, tackle. That's a good pick for him. It's a really good pick. All right. For the Vikings, they actually draft J.J. McCarthy again. And we did tell them that they don't need to do that. They can't do that. But the Minnesota Vikings were insistent. They said, no, no, JJ, again. And I was like, okay. So yeah, that's what they wanted. And they did speak like that. They didn't speak in like full sentences. I don't know what's going on with them, but yeah. 100%. Pax could have used that guy. 100%. He said, mine. Nine. All right, but realistically, let's give the Vikings somebody. So they need safety, interior line help because their offensive line was garbage last year. Defensive line, they need some help. They did lose Hargrave to the Packers this past offseason. And they could probably use a corner there. Vikings take a punter. Yes. Yes. Let's hope it is. All right. So let me get a poll started here. So they could go. Man, there isn't really a great spot for them. Honestly, they might be a team that could trade down, which is probably a smart thing to do for them. Actually, before we do the poll, actually, no, hold on. Let's see here. All right, I'm going to give them a couple options here. I'm going to give you guys a couple options to choose from. All right, there is the poll for you guys. Vikings take a punter. All right. So I think after the Cowboys pick, I'm going to speed run through a couple of these guys, and I'll stop at San Francisco to give Mr. Jeffries a chance to pick his own guy for his team, and then I'll give David a chance to pick again for the Kansas City Chiefs. And then we'll kind of speed run through some of these here, just because this draft is lasting a little long. Weirdly enough, still a lot shorter than a regular NFL draft. Seriously, how bad was it to trade Super Bowl champion Sam Darnold? You know what the worst thing is, dude? They didn't trade. They didn't trade him away. They didn't get. I mean, they might get a compensatory pick for Sam Darnold, but they didn't trade him. They just let him go. Yeah, Sam Darnold was a free agent because Minnesota decided not to offer him a contract, or at least not a competitive one. It would have been smart for them to trade him, but yeah. All right, we got one vote for trading down, one vote for McNeil. Okay. Well, so while that poll is going, I'll give you a look at what the trade down would look like. So Carolina is offering the 19th overall pick, so one trade down, and a 4th round pick. So for Minnesota to just move down one pick, so an extra fourth. Not bad. Holy crap, Jesus, what the heck, Chicago? Why are you making this so complicated? Okay, so Chicago is offering the Vikings the 25th overall pick, so moving 7 spots down, a second and a fourth in this year's draft, but they would also get a third and a fifth. So I guess Minnesota would move up 37 spots, have 2 second round picks, and then they would move up another 30 plus picks into the 4th round. So I get it. That's some good value, but I don't know. Yeah, you get 2 more. So you would get 2 second round picks, 2 4th round picks, but then you would lose a third and a fifth. All right. Let's see what the Browns are offering. Okay, the Browns are offering the 24th overall pick and a 3rd round pick, the 70th overall. So you move down 6 spots. You give a 5th round pick to them, but then you get a late day 2 pick. Not bad. All right. The Bears are going to bear. I know, right? What the heck? Oh, shit, there was no trade value. Woo. Yep. All right, poll will be ending here soon. Otherwise, I will be making the picks. If there's a tie, I make the picks. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So as much as I don't want to give them this guy, because I actually do like this guy quite a bit, man. I like small school dudes, man. It's hard not to root for them. But I am going to give them safety Emmanuel McNeil Warren out of Toledo. The poor man is going to have to live in Minnesota. Oh, sorry, man. But 6'3", 200-pound freaking safety, that's a heck of a pick. And unfortunately for the Panthers, their biggest need was safety, and arguably one of the best safeties just went off the board. So they're going to have to settle likely for a tackle here. So I'm going to pick this one just to kind of move the draft along just a little bit. So they don't, they could, let me see here. They do need a little bit of an edge rusher, and they will probably get some decent value out of a Akeem or Falk. But I am going to give them Caden Proctor, 6'7", 350 pounds, out of Alabama. That might be a little bit too big to be an effective tackle, but the heck with it. Carolina going tackle. Let me know if you agree or disagree, please. All right, Dallas Cowboys. Seastrom, are you still in here, my dude? I haven't seen you in the chat for a couple minutes, so let me know, because this is your pick. I'm going to give you a minute here to kind of come back if you're still watching, my dude. All right, Mr. Jeffries, I got to bounce out. Working early as hell. Oh, dang, dude. I'm sorry, my dude. When's your next stream, coach? Got to love hanging out with you guys. Leading up to the draft, we're doing a stream every Monday and Friday leading up to the NFL draft. So you will see me on Monday, my dude. And we'll talk some more NFL draft stuff, and we'll keep going. Yeah, and if we do another mock draft like this, I'm going to streamline it. I'm going to have these polls all ready to go. So just to kind of make it a little bit quicker. So apologies to you guys if this one went a little bit late. Yeah, this was kind of my first time doing something like this, so still working out the kinks and the bugs a little bit. All right, I don't think Seastrom is here, so we're going to pick for him. So linebacker, cornerback, edge, and safety. So they've already addressed tackle. So they got Akeem Mesdour, the man out of Miami. Not bad. They could go with Falk, another edge rusher, 6'6", 276. Holy cow. They do need secondary help. Avian Terrell would be a great pick here, man. An incredible pick. Monday and Friday, gotcha, my guy. Y'all have a hell of a weekend. Mr. Jeffries, you as well, my man. Appreciate you. All right, we're gonna pick Hakeem, the man on Miami for the Cowboys here. Securing edge rusher for him. Oh yeah, yep. Finding a replacement for Micah Parsons potentially. All right, the Steelers' biggest need, quarterback. If I'm them, I'm trading down here, man. To be honest with you. I think that's what we're going to do. I think that's what we're going to have to do. Because there's no interior lineman right now that I like for him. They could go Caleb Lamu. That would be a pretty solid pick out of Utah. 6'6", 313. Safety, there isn't a safety right now that I think would be good value. Linebacker, nothing. Oh, well, Jordan Tyson would be a great pick for them here. Let's see what the value of the trade downs are. Bears are offering a first and a third, and they would get a fifth back. Ravens, wow, okay. Oh, they're not giving up a first. Okay. Seahawks are giving up their 32nd overall pick and a second round pick to move up 11 spots. I don't like any of these trades, to be quite honest with you. So we're going to give the Steelers some wide receiver help here. Because I think the best value right now is Jordan Tyson, even though I do like Caleb, the tackle out of Utah. Steelers need some wide receiver help, man. So they're going to go Jordan Tyson here. All right, here. Where are we? All right. Chargers, inside edge, D-line, and cornerback. I mean, Folk is right there. Probably the best edge rusher left on the board. TJ Parker is also there. There isn't really an interior offensive lineman right now that's good. Some D-line. They could go Peter Woods, the big man, 6'2", 300 pounds. That is a guy that I do like for the Packers. And then you still have Avian Terrell at corner. Chargers did lose a couple guys in that secondary, but I think they need some pass rush, man. Oh, actually, no. What am I talking about? Could they go Caleb? Probably not. All right. I'm going to give him an edge rusher here in Keldrick Folk, the man out of Auburn. And that's bad news for the Eagles, man, because their biggest need was edge rusher, and they just ended up missing out on Hakeem and Keldrick. But likely they would probably go. They could go with Caleb Lamu, tackle there, or TJ Parker. Don't like that. The Chargers should take. I should have given them Ty Simpson, huh? That's who I should have taken. Dang it. David, where were you, man? I need you. No. Eagles should take Ty Simpson. Oh, man. That's hilarious. No, we have to give them somebody. In the second round, we'll do the memes. We'll make the jokes because that we can kind of just rip through the second round. We're gonna give them one good, legitimate pick. So what do you think? What do you think, David? Should we give them Caleb Lamu, the tackle out of Utah, or T.J. Parker? I'm leaning towards T.J. Parker because their pass rush was terrible, utterly terrible last year. It got better when they when they made that trade midseason, but they ended up losing him after the season ended. Couldn't come to an agreement. David Lamu. Okay, we're gonna go with Lamu. Caleb Lamu. Lamu. There we go. All right, Cleveland. We were to give them one good pick. Let's see. David, you got an idea of a funny one to give the Cleveland Browns here? We could give them a wide receiver. Omar Cooper there. Indiana is still there. We could give them some cornerback help in Avion Terrell. KC Conception is there. Or we can give them Ty Simpson. Dude, they got a lot. We got a lot of Clemson players right now. We got a corner, defensive tackle, edge rusher, offensive tackle. Jeez. McDonald to the Browns. Farm. Okay. Caden McDonald went to Cleveland. E-I-E-I-O. Do they even need McDonald? Keep him in Ohio. That would be a great pickup, actually. Not gonna lie, they don't need defensive end help, but that would be a nice pick. So should we go with Caden or Peter Woods? McDonald to the Browns farm. All right. We're going to keep, as you say, Poop University. We're going to keep him in Ohio. All right. For the Bears, oh man, they got the pick of the litter right now. Unfortunately, I do probably have to give them TJ Parker, which is just terrible. All right. Bills, defensive line, linebacker, edge. Honestly, if I'm them, if Peter Woods is there, you pick him, I think. But otherwise, you got Omar Cooper and KC Conception available. That is some pretty good receivers right there, man. Bears take Parker, Bills take Woods. Okay, Peter Woods. That's it. Bills. All right, San Francisco, Mr. Jeffrey, unfortunately, is off the reservation here. So we're going to pick for him. All right, inside offensive line, safety, edge rusher. Not a great spot to be right now because most of those guys, unfortunately, are gone. They could go Cassius Howell all the way down here. They do need some help at wide receiver. It's not their biggest need. All right. Well, I can't really justify drafting Howell all the way down here. So I'm going to give them some value in this pick, and I'm going to give them Omar Cooper out of Indiana. Immediately becomes probably their number 2 receiver in that offense. Hopefully he stays healthy, unlike a lot of their receivers this past year. So 49ers building that offense. All right, Texans. Interior offensive line, D tackle, tight end, and offensive tackle. Should we give them Ty Simpson? Let me see here. There's no interior linemen right now. It's mostly tackles, which is one of their top 5 needs. So we can give them Blake Miller out of Clemson. I think that's going to be it, man. They could go Colton Hood, but I mean, their secondary is already stacked. And the corner class is very deep. They can find a great corner in the second round. Houston takes Simpson. You know what? I agree with you, man. So I didn't give San Francisco Miller, so I'm going to give Houston Simpson. Even though I know they won't draft him. To be honest with you, the way CJ Stroud has played has been really bad. So it won't make any sense, but we're going to go with Ty Simpson going to the Houston Texans. All right, David. This is your Chiefs. They picked tight end. They picked Sadiq earlier in the draft with the 9th overall pick. I think it was the 9th, right? Seastrom! Oh my goodness, dude. You're a couple minutes late, man, for your Cowboys. How about... I gave your Cowboys some edge rusher. I gave them Hakeem Masudur from Miami University. Let me see here. Howell is probably, if you don't want to go with Avion Terrell, if you don't like that, you could go with one of the receivers, Casey Conception, Denzel Boston, and then Howell. Pretty good. Texas Tech had an incredible season, unfortunately, until they got to the freaking playoffs. But yeah, is that who you want, my man? Howell? All right. It's a good pick. 6'2", 253, man. It's a solid freaking Falk. Falk actually went to the Chargers a couple picks later. Okay, go Conception. Oh, okay. All right. Casey Conception. Welcome to the Chiefs' kingdom. I mean, it's in the name. It's in the name. Oh. Seastrom, I have no idea why my stream has so backed up. Oh, I'm sorry, my dude. Sorry, I'll try to give a little bit of a buffer to this stuff. I was still at the Cowboys. Oh. It is, man. I'm sorry, dude. Let me see. Do the Cowboys have a second round pick? Dang it, they do not. All right. But don't worry, we'll do another one of these. We might do this next Friday. And then we'll work out the kinks. I'm going to try to make this a little bit quicker. We might do it earlier in the stream. And then, yeah, we'll find a way to do it, man. All right. Miami's back on the board. They already addressed corner. Let's see if they can get. Ooh. Can go with Denzel Boston. They need to give Malik some help. So what do you guys think? Should we go wide receiver to help out Malik Willis so he doesn't die in Miami? I mean, Denzel Boston, 6'4", 210 pounds. That is a big wide receiver right there. It's all good, no pressure. I do this for you guys, man. So I always want to make sure you guys are getting what you want. As much as fun as this is for me, man, it's even better when you guys are able to enjoy it. So yeah, we'll do this again on Friday, especially leading up to the draft, because I think that's the last Friday before the draft. Yeah, because the next Thursday after that is the NFL draft. So yeah, we're gonna do one more mock draft on the live stream here, and we'll kind of streamline it. We'll streamline it. Malik needs help. I say Boston. Calling it now. Colton Hood goes to the Raiders so he can be in the hood. Terrible. All right, we're gonna give Malik some help in Miami there, and we're gonna draft Denzel Boston with the 30th overall pick. I think that's a good pickup, man. Slightly earlier than some people projecting him. Some people are projecting Denzel to be at the end of the first round or the beginning of the second. But I mean, the 30th overall pick. If you overdraft him by 2 or 4 picks, as long as you hit him, as long as you hit a home run, who cares? All right, the Patriots, the cheaters of the NFL in more ways than one, as we have learned. Should we give them Arizona State? Because, I mean, that's where apparently Vrabel and Diana Rossini left to spend time. All right. They need edge rusher, tight end, wide receiver, offensive tackle. The edge rusher is Cassius Howell, who's available there. No tight ends right around here. Receivers, nothing in the purview. Offensive tackle, they could go Blake Miller, who is still available. Hot burn. Yes, Arizona State. Yeah, and hey, offensive tackle is one of their top 5 needs. So Max Iron Anchor. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Probably not. So Max Iron Anchor from Arizona State, 6'6", 320. All right, going to the cheaters of the NFL, the New England Patriots. Also, they needed some offensive line help, man. The most sacked quarterback in playoff history. Just saying. All right. The Seattle Seahawks are on the board for the final pick in the first round. Their top needs are running back, corner, edge rusher, and interior lineman. I do not see a running back in my purview, at least not without, like the nearest guy is Jadarian Price, who backed up the only running back that has been drafted so far, Jeremiah Love, in Notre Dame. They could go Avian Terrell, who's still available. They could go edge rusher in Cassius Howell. So this will be the final pick, and then the next couple ones, the next like handful, I'm just gonna run through them myself, to be honest with you, just so we can get to the end of this draft, because I know you guys are. It's getting kind of late for some of you guys, and I don't want to keep you guys up. And like I said, we'll do this next week, and we'll streamline it. We'll streamline it. All right. All right. I agree. Let's give them Avion Terrell because they lost a lot of corners. I think of their top three out of their top four corners, I think they only were able to bring one of them back. So rebuilding that secondary is a big thing for them right now. So there it is. All right, the Jets. Let's see who they have right now. So they still need edge rusher, wide receiver. So we can give them probably, and they have back-to-back picks because they got that pick from Arizona. They were able to trade down a little bit. Still got Reese, and now they're going to add to that defense, which was horrendous. And I'm going to give them Cassius Howell, edge rusher. There we go. So normally, without the joke, I know we gave, who the heck did we give Ty Simpson? We gave the Texans Ty Simpson. This is probably where I probably would have drafted Ty Simpson for the Jets. Even though I don't think he's worth this. When you have a quarterback need, you overdraft. So, anyway. Let me see here. They still need a wide receiver here or a corner. Could go corner. Colton Holt is still there. And there isn't a wide receiver. So, you know what? We're going to go with Colton Hood. Colton Hood here. Building that defense for him, man. No ideas here. Don't worry, don't worry. I'm going to rip through... I'm gonna do the Tennessee Titans, and then I'm gonna let you guys pick the Raiders, and then I'll pick the next couple here. So that way we can kind of rip through these guys. All right, interior line, offensive line, running back. Tennessee is gonna go with linebacker C.J. Allen out of Georgia. Oh, actually, no, sorry, forgot. I just saw Emmanuel Pregnan out of Oregon. That's where they're going with. Boom. Protecting Cam Ward is a top priority for him right now. All right, guys. Give me who you want for the Raiders. They need D-line, safety, tackle, wide receiver, and corner. They already picked up Mendoza. They could go Blake Miller, get a good value, or they can go with Caleb Banks, D-tackle out of Florida. They can go Brandon Casais, Chris Johnson, San Diego State. Another good pick there. So yeah, after this pick, I'll pick the next. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll pick the next 5 here. If only the Raiders could have grabbed both Mendoza and Ty. Go with the Browns approach. Quarterback draft whenever sticks. Banks. Hey, let's go, baby. Let's go, Caleb Banks. I like it. Need to build that defensive line, man, because they were bad. So, getting a big man right there. All right. Giants need interior line or a corner. There isn't a corner right now that I would like for their system. So, we are going to go Chase within the interior line right here out of Texas A&M. 6'5", 315 pounds. Let's start beefing up that offensive line for the Giants, man, because they need to protect Jackson Dart from himself. So we're going to go with their biggest need and get some value. All right. Texans, we gave them Ty Simpson, so let's give them a good pick this time. We're going to go with... So let's go Blake Miller. That's great value for them. He should have gone in the first round, and to be able to get him, you know, almost in the middle part of the second, pretty good. Chase is good. Heck yeah. CJ Allen sounds real familiar. CJ Ham. How about Allen for... Oh, okay. CJ Allen going linebacker, double dipping. Okay. Hey, Seastrom, I'm gonna go with your pick, man. Let's go with CJ Allen. I like it. If you guys have a choice, I'm going with you guys, man. All right, Browns. Let me see here. Who could they use? I love it that quarterback is still one of their biggest needs. That is one of the funniest freaking things I've ever seen. All right, so they already went tackle. They don't need that. Let's give them a corner here, man. As much as I don't want one of these top corners to go to them, I think we have to give that to them. I think so. Miller to Cleveland. Can the Browns get a cornerback? I mean, we could draft one for them, but I don't think it would be good. All right. So Miller to offensive tackle. Do you think they would double dip? I don't know, man. I think we got to give him a corner, man. That secondary was pretty bad. I'm going to pick this one. What did you say for KC? Thomas to KC? Let me see here. Or R. Mason Thomas. All right. I like it. That's a guy that I want for the Packers. But you know what, David, I'm gonna give him to you, man. But you're gonna make it worth my while. Yeah, who is the next quarterback available? Let's check it out. Quarterbacks right here. The next available is LSU Garrett Nussmeier. He is projected to go 80th overall, so not even in the second round. Basically in the middle to late third round. That's the nearest. Wow. Yeah, like I said, if I'm the Jets, I'm not picking a quarterback this year. If you want to take a flyer on one in like the fourth or the fifth, fine, whatever. Get lucky. Sometimes you find a decent value. You can always flip that, and if he turns out to be a decent quarterback, you know, in 2 or 3 years, flip him for like a fourth or a third round pick. But next year's draft is going to be a lot better for quarterback, in my opinion. Give him a corner. Ooh, Nussmeier. I know him. Hey, there we go. Yeah, and don't get me wrong. Like, do I think there's talented guys in this draft? 100% at quarterback. But they're just, to me, none of them scream franchise quarterback. So, all right. Bengals, they are going to go with... Let me see here. I think they're going to have to go with edge rusher. I'm going to give them Zion Young because they need to replace some of that power that they ended up losing. So 6'6", 262, man. Zion Young going to the Cincinnati Bengals. Saints. Let's see here. Oh, man, I don't want that. Ooh, actually, no. I'm going to give them Malachi Lawrence out of UCF, 6'4", 253, even though player that I would want for the Packers. Miami. Let's see here. Do they have anybody on the board right now? Let's give them Blake Miller. There's no way Blake would ever last this long. So let's give Malik some more help. New Orleans takes Lawrence. What do you guys think? Should we give Malik Willis Blake Miller? Jets trade with Packers. Ooh, hopefully. I'm gonna give the Dolphins Blake Miller just to end the slide on him. All right, let's see what the Jets have here. Decline. All right, the Jets have, man, they've been building that defense, but they need some help on the offensive side of the ball. There is nothing for them right now. Holy cow. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. There's no way they would draft him, but I'm going to give him Garrett Nussmeier. Oh, just for the laughs. Just for the laughs. Couldn't help myself. Also, I didn't have a really good spot for them to pick value, so moving on. Moving on. All right. So, I want you guys to think about who should we pick for the Buccaneers. I'm going to pick the Ravens pick, but I want you guys to give me some ideas for the Buccaneers here. And I'm going to give the Ravens some D line help. I'm going to give them Christian Miller here. Boom. There you go. So they can stop whining over there in Baltimore. All right, so the Buccaneers need linebacker help, edge rusher, cornerback, and D-line. So we got Chris Johnson at corner. They got Jacob Rodriguez from Texas Tech. Or they can go with Liam Hunter, also from Texas Tech. And then Anthony Miller out of Texas. David Bucks take Hill Jr. Okay. Out of Texas. All right. I like it. I like it. That is their biggest need right now. Seastrom, what do you think? Should we go with the Texas boy? Anthony Miller Jr.? Dude, I cannot believe you guys are still here, man. I appreciate you guys. Sorry this one took a little bit longer, man. Like I said, the next one will be a lot more streamlined. All right. I think we're going to have to go with Anthony Hill here. Sure, take him away from me. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I promise you, and after I'm done here, I'm actually going to do my own 7-round mock draft. I'm going to do one for Kansas City. I'm going to do one for the Cowboys, and I'm going to do one for the Packers. Because Seastrom and David, you guys are always here, man. You guys are probably the number one guys on this channel, man, which I appreciate. So I'm going to give you guys that. I'm going to post it. And I'm gonna give your teams the best players I possibly can, unless they take away from the Packers. So yeah. So expect that in the next if I don't post it tonight, I'm gonna post it tomorrow morning. All right. So we're gonna go Anthony Hill here. I'm gonna give you guys some personalized 7-round mock drafts. All right, Colts, linebacker, edge, wide receiver. I think we're gonna have to give them, I think, Jacob Rodriguez here, man. 6'1", 231, a tackling machine, dude. This is actually a guy that I hope the Packers, or I was hoping the Packers would pick him. I don't think they're going to go linebacker this early after they picked up Zaire Franklin from the Colts. So I think Jacob Rodriguez is going to be replacing Zaire. So the Atlanta Falcons receiver, corner, D line, and edge. So we could go Lee Hunter. We could go Gabe Jacques and Jake Golday. I like Lee Hunter a lot. That's why I'm hoping he can keep on falling to the Packers at only a couple picks away. Colts go Rodriguez. Falcons get Galladay. Vikings take a quarterback. You know what, David? I agree with you. Let's give him Jake Galladay. Let me see here. D lineman. Cornerback. Oh, man. It's like a Sophie's choice of the worst possible picks. You know what? Just for the laughs, Minnesota is going to take North Dakota State quarterback Cole Payton. Suckers. I get to control the power of the draft now. Suckers. I'm sorry. I apologize to Vikings fans that you have the worst possible team of all time. All right, so for Detroit, I'm going to give them somebody that I want for the Packers, but it's because they always do this to the Packers. They always pick one player in the last couple drafts that should be falling to the Packers, but they somehow always pick in front of us. And I'm going to give them Chris Johnson, cornerback. Let me see here. Panthers. Let's give them Chris Bell out of Louisville here. 6'2", 220 pounds. To be able to pair that with the offensive rookie of the year, Tetaroa McMillan, with a two-headed monster. Chris Bell and Tetaroa McMillan, dude. Oh, my God. That is a terrifying 1-2 punch there. So I'm helping out the Panthers here. Oh, here it is, baby. We finally made it to the Packers. I'm going to let Seastrom and David get their... Give me some pointers here. Who should we pick? We got Lee Hunter for D-line. We need a little bit of edge. We got Gabe Jacques, 6'4", 260. They could use a wide receiver potentially now that they made it a little bit thinner. They go D'Angelo Pons. I don't like D'Angelo's frames, 5'9", 182. But dude, this guy is a football player, man. He's a playmaker. I just don't like that he's that small. I wouldn't be opposed to trading down if I'm the Packers, but we're not gonna do any more trade downs. We're just gonna pick. All right, I am leaning towards Lee Hunter just to shore up that defense for sure. 6'3", 320 pounds, man. It's a big boy. I wouldn't mind the edge rusher. They do need some there. I don't know, Dave. All right. That's fair enough. All right. We're going to go Lee Hunter here. I like that choice. All right. Steelers. Screw it. Let's give him a quarterback. Let's give him Carson Beck. Carson Beck challenging Aaron Rodgers for the quarterback supremacy of the Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, Philadelphia. You know what? They also pick a quarterback. Let's give them Drew Euler out of Penn State. I'm sorry. Chargers? This one's for you, David. The Chargers are going to draft Cade Klubnik, quarterback, Clemson. 3 quarterbacks taken off the board. All right. Now let's get back to actually picking legitimate players. Jags need some edge rush help, so we're gonna give them Gabe. Chicago D-line help, safety. We're gonna give them AJ Huckley out of LSU. San Francisco, they need interior line help, safety, edge, offensive line, and tight end. All right, we're going to give them Kalen Rutledge out of Georgia Tech. Kind of sure of that inside. And since we gave them Ty Simpson, let's give the Texans some legitimate help here. We're going to give them arguably the second best tight end in the draft, and that is Eli Stowers out of Vanderbilt. All right, final pick. I'm going to give it to you guys. You two, you guys pick. It could be a funny meme or it could be a legitimate pick. Does not matter, man. Let's end it with you guys picking it. Oh, actually, poop. I forgot. 64 pick. For some reason, it didn't scroll all the way down. All right. Hold on. Sorry. Let me see here. They need a tackle. Let's give him Jennings Dunker, even though that's actually a pretty good pick for him. Dang it. Let's give the Rams Chris Brazil out of Tennessee. That's a great pick. Broncos, linebacker help, tight end, or wide receiver. Let's give him actually Zachary Branch. I think that actually would be something that Perna would like there. All right. Anyway, sorry. Final pick. Oh my gosh. Come on. Patriots. Let me see here. Patriots are going to pick another offensive tackle because they're going to trade. They're going to cheat on their offensive tackle that they traded before. So we're going to give them that guy. I don't know who that is. Just pick the name. All right. Final pick, Seahawks. You guys go. This is the final pick. Jesus. They could go Jadarian Price. They need a running back. Or we can give them a quarterback. Or a punter. All right. Seahawks take Washington Jr. because Washington give him a punter or a punter. All right. Let's go. Even though I think they have arguably one of the better punters in the NFL, we're going to give them the only punter that is projected to be drafted, and that is Brett Thorson out of Georgia, 6'1", 237. Okay, that boy's eating some bagels every day. Jesus. All right, there it is. There it is, everybody. Look at this beautiful, horrible-looking draft. Oh, my God, look at that. Take a picture. Send it to your friends. Send it to your mom. Send it to your enemies if you don't like them. We see there's a lot of red, which means that we overdrafted, guys. Whatever. What do they know? Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's save this as a PDF. Oh, I can't. All right. All right, guys. Let me get my face back on here. All right, guys. Thank you so much, man. 2.5 hours. Insane. I'm pretty sure almost 2 hours of that was the draft. Still shorter than the actual draft. But anyway, thank you so much, man. Shout out to David. Shout out to Seastrom for being here so darn late, man. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you. Shout out to, let me see here. Let's give a couple shout outs before I head out. Mr. Jeffries. Oh, thank you for popping in here. Eben, shout out to you, my dude. You're loco. Who else was here? I know I'm missing a couple people. Is that it now? Maybe. Oh, just making sure. Yeah, I think that's it. All right, guys. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you guys. Have a great weekend. I will catch you guys on Monday for another live stream. And who knows? Maybe we'll finally get a little bit of a more of an understanding of what's going on with Vrabel, man. What's going on with that guy? Don't forget to turn on the section of the stream. It was wild, 100% wild. So shout out to the astronauts that made it home safely, man. Shout out to them, landing, splashing down safely. Awesome, man. Sounds good. All right, guys. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you guys. Have a great weekend. I'll catch you guys on Monday. And once again, my name is Dave, and I am not a coach. See you, bud.